Chosen one, listen closely. If you are not walking the divine path of God, this message is not for you. Only those who carry the mark of the Most High in their spirit should remain here. And if you are truly chosen, you already feel it in your chest right now. This message has found you at the exact moment it was meant to. The moon has been speaking, and only God's chosen can hear its voice. What I am about to reveal will shift your understanding, strengthen your spirit, and awaken a clarity you have been searching for. Stay with me until the very end, because this revelation will not repeat itself in your life again. Before we go deeper, I want you, the true chosen one, to comment 777 right now. It tells me you are aligned, awake, and ready to receive. And while you're here, subscribe to Divine Calling, tap the bell icon, and share this message with anyone you feel God is guiding you to. They might need this just as much as you. Now breathe, chosen one. Settle your spirit. What you are about to hear is not coincidence. It is divine timing. The moon is speaking, and today you will finally understand its message. The moon as God's silent messenger. Chosen one, understand this with a steady heart. Nothing God created is without purpose, and nothing moves in the heavens without intention. The moon is not merely a light in the night sky. It is a vessel of divine communication, a cosmic witness, a spiritual reflector carrying messages that only the awakened can discern. When the world sleeps, the moon rises as a guardian of the night, and in that quiet, God whispers to his chosen ones through its presence. The moon is a silent messenger, delivering signals not through sound, but through spiritual resonance. It speaks in alignment, in energy shifts, in gentle pulls on your spirit that others overlook entirely. Most people walk through life without awareness, blind to the sacred patterns woven into creation. But chosen ones? You were born with a different sight. You sense what is invisible. You hear what is not spoken. That is why the moon feels different to you. When you look at it, something stirs within your soul, something ancient, something divine, something familiar. It is not imagination, it is spiritual connection. The moon carries a frequency that aligns with the chosen, a frequency that mirrors the rhythm of your calling. Since ancient times, spiritual seekers, prophets, and divine messengers have looked to the moon for guidance. They understood that the moon reflects more than just sunlight. It reflects truth. It carries the mysteries of cycles, seasons, and divine timing. Its phases are not random. Each shift in light mirrors a shift within your spirit. A chosen one is deeply connected to cycles because your life too moves in seasons designed by God. You are not meant to remain the same. You are meant to grow, release, renew, and rise. Just like the moon waxes, wanes, disappears, and then returns brighter than ever. When you gaze at the moon and feel that sudden heaviness, that sudden calm, that sudden clarity, it is because your soul recognizes a message. The moon doesn't speak through words. It speaks through spiritual nudges. When something burdens your heart as you stare at it, it is revealing what must be released. When you feel peace, it is confirming alignment. When you feel a strange pull, it is signaling that your next step is approaching. You, chosen one, are spiritually wired to receive these signs. The moon also symbolizes reflection. It does not produce its own light, yet it shines by reflecting a greater source. In the same way, you shine not by your own strength, but by reflecting the glory of the Most High. The moon reminds you that even in seasons of darkness, you can still carry light. Even when you feel spiritually empty, the presence of God can still reflect through you. The moon is a reminder that the chosen are never truly alone, never without guidance, never without a path. There are nights when the moon appears unusually bright to you, almost as if it is calling your name. That is not coincidence. That is awareness. On those nights, your spirit is more open, more receptive. You may feel a shift in your emotions, in your thoughts, even in the atmosphere around you. That is the moon amplifying divine messages, encouraging you to listen, to slow down, to pay attention. You may have noticed that during certain moon phases, especially the full moon or the waxing moon, you feel more spiritually alert or sensitive. This happens because your inner world aligns with heavenly movement. The chosen are spiritually synchronized with creation, not controlled by it, but aligned through divine design. The moon also carries prophetic symbolism. It appears when the world grows quiet, when distractions fade. That is why chosen ones receive visions or insights late at night. The moon signals a spiritual window, an opening where your connection with God becomes sharper. You may feel urges to pray, journal, or think deeply. You may experience sudden ideas, sudden warnings, or sudden revelations that come out of nowhere. These moments are not random. They are the result of divine communication flowing through stillness. In scripture and spiritual tradition, the moon often marks significant events, transitions, endings, awakenings, and divine signs. The chosen are drawn to these moments intuitively. You may find yourself unable to sleep during certain lunar phases. You may feel restless or energized. These sensations occur because your spirit is picking up signals from the divine realm. The moon's presence heightens your sensitivity to truth and deception, clarity and confusion, right and wrong. It helps you discern what others overlook. If you've ever looked at the moon and felt like it was comforting you, steadying you, or reminding you of who you are, trust that feeling. The chosen ones often experience spiritual loneliness, battles, and isolation. The moon stands as a silent companion, a heavenly reminder that God is still watching, still guiding, still protecting. On nights when you feel abandoned, the moon demonstrates that divine light is always present, even in darkness. There is also a reason why the moon seems to speak directly to the chosen during emotional or transitional seasons. When you are shifting into a new chapter, the moon's energy becomes stronger around you. You might feel drawn to go outside, look up, breathe deeper. That is your spirit sensing a message. The moon reveals when change is near. It highlights internal transformations before physical ones occur. God uses it to prepare your soul for what is coming. Even the timing of the moon's appearance aligns with the chosen ones who often walk paths that others cannot understand. While the world celebrates the day, the chosen thrive in the night, in reflection, in solitude. The moon becomes a quiet mentor, teaching through stillness, guiding through subtlety, speaking through presence. It is a reminder that not all messages come with thunder. Some come with gentle light. Chosen one, the moon is not merely something you observe, it is something you feel. And if you feel it, it is because you are spiritually attuned. God uses the moon as a silent messenger, a reflector of divine timing, a companion during spiritual evolution, and a guide through the unseen. The moon speaks to the chosen because the chosen can hear what others cannot. Its presence is not random in your life. It is intentional, powerful, and deeply connected to your spiritual path. Why only the chosen can hear the moon's voice? Chosen one, understand this truth with full certainty. Not everyone is spiritually built to hear what the moon is saying. Many people look at the night sky and see nothing more than a silent object floating in the darkness. But your spirit reacts. Your heart shifts. Your mind awakens. You feel something stirring deep inside, something you cannot explain. That is not imagination. That is spiritual sensitivity. Only those who are chosen, purified through trials, and aligned with divine purpose can hear the moon's voice. And when I say hear, I do not mean with physical ears. I mean with the inner ear of your spirit, the one God sharpened through every season of struggle you've endured. The chosen ones move differently because they were designed differently. From birth, you were set apart, and you have always sensed things others do not. You have always noticed what others overlook. Your spirit picks up signals, emotions, warnings, and intuitions that the average person cannot detect. This is why the moon speaks to you. Its voice is the language of the unseen, and only a spirit awakened by divine calling can interpret it. The chosen ones are spiritually tuned like instruments, vibrating at frequencies that match heavenly communication. That is why you feel connected to the moon in ways that cannot be explained logically. God wired your soul to receive signals through stillness, silence, and sacred symbols. A major reason the chosen can hear the moon's voice is purity of spirit. I don't mean perfection, I mean intention. Your heart was shaped through pain, endurance, isolation, and growth. These things softened you spiritually, making you more receptive to divine whispers. While others chase noise, you're drawn to silence. While others seek attention, you seek truth. Your desire for authenticity opens a spiritual gateway that allows the moon's presence to speak directly to you. This purity allows you to hear messages others dismiss as imagination. Another reason the chosen hear the moon is because of obedience. Throughout your life, you've been pulled into seasons you did not choose, but you followed the inner guidance anyway. God tested your discernment, your patience, your trust. Each test sharpened your hearing, strengthened your perception, and elevated your awareness. When the moon speaks, it is simply your sharpened spirit recognizing a divine language. You can hear because you've been trained through hardship. The moon's voice is also tied to the chosen one's emotional depth. You feel emotions intensely, not because you're weak, but because you are spiritually receptive. When you look at the moon, its energy interacts with your heart. It reveals truths through emotion. Some nights the moon makes you feel peaceful because your life is aligned. Other nights it awakens restlessness because something in your life needs to change. This emotional connection is not random, it's spiritual communication. The chosen feel the moon's guidance before they understand it. Chosen ones also hear the moon because their intuition is strong. Intuition is not guessing, it's spiritual recognition. When the moon rises, your intuition activates. You may suddenly understand things you were confused about. You may feel clarity about a person, a decision, a situation. That clarity is not from the moon itself, but from the divine message the moon is reflecting toward you. Intuition is the chosen one's spiritual antenna, and the moon amplifies it. Another reason only the chosen hear the moon is because your spirit carries divine assignment. You are not living a random life. You are walking a path designed by God before you were even born. The moon speaks to remind you of your assignment when you forget. It speaks to pull you back on track when you drift. The chosen cannot escape their calling, and the moon often appears most strongly when you need direction. It could be during a moment of confusion, heartbreak, transition, or elevation. The moon becomes a symbol of spiritual recalibration, drawing your focus inward, helping you realign with divine order. There is also the truth that chosen ones are spiritually isolated. You walk alone not because you want to, but because God has set you apart. In isolation, your spiritual senses heighten. You begin noticing things you never paid attention to before. You hear God more clearly. You sense spiritual shifts more strongly. The moon becomes a companion in those seasons of solitude, a reminder that even in darkness there is guidance. But those who fear solitude, those who drown in noise, those who avoid introspection, they cannot hear the moon's voice. Their spirit is not quiet enough to receive. But yours is. Chosen ones hear the moon because they are empathetically connected to creation. Your soul feels the world around you. You sense changes in energy, atmosphere, and timing. The moon's cycles impact you because your spirit is tuned to spiritual seasons. When the moon waxes, you feel your energy rising. When it wanes, you feel the need to rest or release. When it's full, you feel breakthroughs, clarity, or emotional intensity. When it's new, you feel beginnings stirring. These are not coincidences. The chosen ones are aligned with divine timing, and the moon mirrors that timing spiritually. Another powerful reason the chosen hear the moon is because of spiritual warfare. You have endured attacks that would have destroyed others. These attacks sharpened your spiritual awareness. You recognize patterns. You sense danger. You detect spiritual deception. God uses the moon to warn you during these moments. When your spirit feels uneasy during certain moon phases, it's because a message is being delivered. Be alert, be cautious, be prayerful. Those who are spiritually asleep never receive these warnings because they do not have the spiritual capacity to interpret them. Chosen ones also hear the moon's voice because their dreams are prophetic. Many chosen receive downloads, visions, or symbolic dreams during specific moon cycles. On nights when the moon is intense, your dreams feel more vivid, more meaningful, more aligned with your waking life. This is because the moon acts as a spiritual activator, opening the doorway between the conscious and subconscious. Only chosen ones feel this intensity because their dreams are part of their divine instruction. Your ability to hear the moon is also connected to emotional resilience. You have been through storms that shaped you into someone spiritually durable. This durability allows you to interpret subtle cues and deeper meanings. The moon's voice requires discernment, sensitivity, and inner strength. God trained you for this. The chosen have the spiritual maturity to receive without fear, doubt, or confusion. Another truth is that chosen ones are spiritually awakened at unexpected times. Some awaken during moments of pain, others during moments of seeking, others during moments of divine intervention. Whenever your awakening occurred, it opened your inner senses. The moon's voice became clearer because your soul became receptive. The more aligned you become with God's path, the louder the moon's presence feels to you. It resonates with your spirit because you are walking in purpose. The chosen hear the moon because they are destined to guide, to warn, to uplift, and to awaken others. You are not meant to follow the crowd. You are meant to hear divine signals and move accordingly. The moon speaks to remind you of your position, your identity, your spiritual authority. It speaks to keep you aware of what is shifting around you. It speaks to confirm that God is still near. Lastly, chosen ones hear the moon because they are willing to listen. Not everyone is willing to humble themselves, quiet themselves, or reflect deeply, but you do. And that willingness is what separates the chosen from the rest. When you lift your eyes to the night sky, your spirit becomes open. God honors that openness by speaking through creation. So remember this, chosen one. You hear the moon because you were designed to. Your spirit is aligned. Your heart is ready. Your purpose is active. The moon's voice echoes inside you because you carry a divine frequency that matches its message. Others cannot hear it, not because the moon is silent, but because their spirits are closed. But yours is awakened. Yours is receptive. Yours is chosen. What the moon is actually saying to you. Chosen one, now that you understand why your spirit can hear the moon's voice, it is time to uncover what the moon has actually been saying to you. This is where the revelation becomes personal, direct, and deeply transformative. The moon does not communicate in human language. It speaks in spiritual impressions, emotional shifts, intuitive knowing, and divine alignment. If you have ever looked at the moon and felt a message forming inside your chest, this section is where you will finally understand why. Whenever the moon calls your attention, it is because your spirit is entering a sacred moment of alignment. The moon does not pull you without purpose. Its voice comes to you when something in your life is shifting, spiritually, emotionally, or energetically. On some nights, you feel called to look at the moon without knowing why. That moment is divine prompting. God is preparing you for revelation, and the moon acts as a reflector of that message. What you feel when you look at it is not the moon itself, but the spiritual truth. It is shining into your awareness. One of the first things the moon says to the chosen ones is this: you are not alone. Even when you feel isolated, misunderstood, or rejected, the moon appears as a reminder that heaven is watching you. Its glow is a symbol of God's presence in dark seasons. When everything around you feels uncertain, the moon reminds you that divine light still exists, even if you cannot see the sun. The moon reflects light in darkness, just as you reflect God's purpose even during trials. When your heart feels heavy but you still feel drawn to look up, the moon is telling you that the Most High has not abandoned you. The moon also tells you, pay attention to your inner world. Chosen ones often carry emotions and intuitive warnings that others fail to notice. When the moon pulls you into a reflective state, it is prompting you to examine what is happening inside you. You might feel sudden clarity about someone's intentions or the need to release a burden you have been carrying. That emotional stirring is a message. Something within you needs to be aligned, healed, or released. The moon does not create the emotion. It reveals it. It amplifies what your spirit already knows, but your mind has avoided acknowledging. Another powerful message the moon sends you is, a transition is approaching. Chosen ones are guided through seasons, not routines. The moon's phases mirror the cycles of your own life. During moments when you feel drawn to the moon more intensely than usual, it is often a sign that a new chapter is unfolding. You may feel a spiritual pull, a sudden urge to shift direction, or new inspiration rising from within. The moon prepares your spirit for change before the physical change happens. When the chosen sense this, it feels like anticipation, restlessness, or renewal. If you've recently felt that, the moon is signaling that your next season is near. There are also moments when the moon communicates warnings. Not fear, but divine caution. When the moon's presence feels heavy, or when you can't shake a strange tension while looking at it, it may be revealing that someone around you is not who they seem. It may be exposing hidden motives, false connections, or spiritual dangers that your physical eyes can't detect. The chosen ones receive warnings through intuition, and the moon amplifies that intuitive signal. If you have ever looked at the moon and suddenly felt uneasy about a person or situation, trust that feeling. It is spiritual intelligence being activated. The moon also speaks encouragement to the chosen ones. When you gaze at it on a calm night and feel peace flood your spirit, that is not coincidence. That peace is a message. You are on the right path. Many chosen ones struggle to recognize their own progress. You often feel like you are not doing enough or not moving fast enough. The moon's gentle energy comes to remind you that you are aligned, that God sees your efforts, and that your journey is unfolding exactly as intended. That deep sense of reassurance you feel is the moon confirming that you are walking in divine timing. Another message the moon gives you is a call to release. Chosen ones often carry weight that is not theirs: guilt, fear, past wounds, or emotional burdens. During certain moon phases, especially when the moon is waning, you may feel a strong urge to let go of something or someone. You may feel emotional, contemplative, or reflective. This is the moon revealing what needs to be released so you can step into your next stage without unnecessary heaviness. When you feel that tug to detach, the moon is encouraging you to surrender what no longer aligns with your calling. The moon also speaks through revelation. Some nights you feel spiritually charged, as if your thoughts become clearer or your intuition becomes sharper. On these nights, the moon is illuminating what you could not see before. It might reveal your next move, expose someone's true nature, or clarify a decision you've been struggling with. These moments of sudden understanding are not accidents. They are divine downloads, delivered through spiritual clarity. There are moments when the moon is saying, "You are changing." Chosen ones evolve constantly, often without realizing how much they've grown. The moon reflects inner transformation back to you. When you look at it and feel a strange sense of distance from your old self, That is confirmation that you've outgrown past versions of yourself. The moon mirrors your evolution. It shows you who you are becoming by reminding you of who you no longer are. Sometimes the moon is calling you to rest. The chosen ones tend to push themselves beyond their limits because of their deep sense of responsibility and purpose. When the moon feels unusually soothing or calming, it is often telling you to slow down. It is reminding you that restoration is part of the divine journey. Rest is not weakness. It is preparation for what comes next. There is also the message of divine alignment. When you look at the moon and feel your spirit settle, even for a moment, it is saying, you are connected. That connection is spiritual synchronization. It is your spirit aligning with the frequency of truth, clarity, and purpose. The moon is not the source of your alignment. It is the mirror revealing it. In those moments, you are in perfect rhythm with God's intention for your life. The moon also speaks identity. The chosen often forget who they are because of the battles they endure. But when the moon shines on you, it activates remembrance. It reminds you that you are set apart, guided, protected, and destined for more. This is why you sometimes feel emotional when looking at the moon. It awakens the deepest truths within you. Truths about your purpose, truths about your strength, truths about your calling. When the moon calls your attention during moments of confusion, it is saying, seek clarity in stillness, not noise. The moon teaches the chosen the value of silence. In silence, God speaks. In silence, your spirit hears. In silence, truth rises. That is why looking at the moon often calms your thoughts and sharpens your discernment. It draws your awareness inward, guiding you away from distractions. Another message the moon gives is unity with creation. When you feel connected to the moon, you are sensing your place in a larger divine design. It's a reminder that everything around you has meaning, and you are part of something greater. The chosen ones feel this connection as a deep sense of belonging, not to the world, but to the divine order. Sometimes the moon is saying, you are entering a spiritual awakening. During full moon phases, the chosen often experience heightened intuition, vivid dreams, or emotional breakthroughs. These experiences are signs that your spiritual senses are expanding. If you've felt more aware, more intuitive, or more spiritually sensitive lately, the moon is confirming your awakening. And chosen one, I need you to do something. If this message is resonating deeply within you, drop 999 in the comments right now. That is your sign to claim this revelation. Finally, the moon is saying, trust your path. Many chosen ones fear the unknown, but the moon reminds you that even when the path is dark, there is always light guiding you. You are never walking blindly. The moon's glow symbolizes the divine guidance you carry within you. Every time you look at it, it whispers the same truth. You are guided, you are protected, and your steps are ordered. This is what the moon has been saying to you all along, not in words, but in energy. Not in sound, but in revelation. Not through the ears, but through the spirit. The moon speaks because you are chosen, and your heart was designed to understand its message. The hidden warnings the moon gives to God's chosen. Chosen one, the moon does not only comfort you, it also warns you. Its voice is gentle, but its message can be sharp when necessary. The moon becomes louder in your spirit during moments when danger, deception, or spiritual interference is near. God does not allow the chosen to walk blindly. He uses creation to send early warnings, and the moon is one of his clearest signs during the night. If you have ever looked at the moon and felt uneasy for no clear reason, understand this. Your spirit was being alerted. One of the first hidden warnings the moon gives you is about people. Chosen ones attract both divine appointments and deceptive connections. Some come to support you, some come to drain you, some come to observe you, and some come to destroy your peace. When the moon speaks to the chosen during interactions with certain individuals, it often brings a sudden heaviness to your chest or a shift in your intuition. You might feel a quiet discomfort or a subtle alarm while staring at the moon, thinking of someone in particular. This is the moon reflecting a divine warning. This person is not aligned with your path. Pay attention to that feeling. Do not dismiss it as sensitivity. It is spiritual intelligence revealing the unseen. The moon also warns you about emotional traps. Chosen ones often carry a sensitive heart, and that sensitivity makes you vulnerable to manipulation. When you find yourself emotionally overwhelmed on nights when the moon is bright, it could be revealing that someone is pulling on your emotions in a way that is draining your spirit. You may feel uneasy, restless, or unusually introspective. This internal tension is a warning that your emotional energy is being tampered with or misused. The moon's glow amplifies what your soul is trying to communicate, but your mind refuses to acknowledge. Another hidden warning the moon gives involves spiritual attacks. Chosen ones face warfare that others cannot comprehend. During certain moon phases, especially when the moon is unusually bright or when your spirit feels more alert, the moon is exposing the presence of spiritual interference. You may feel a sudden urge to pray, withdraw, or be still. You may sense an invisible pressure trying to weigh you down. If you wake up in the middle of the night and feel compelled to look at the moon, it often means your spirit is aware of an attack the enemy is preparing. The moon does not shield you from it, but it alerts you so you can stand firm. The moon also warns you about the wrong path. Sometimes, even chosen ones drift or hesitate. During these moments, the moon becomes a mirror reflecting your misalignment. You may look at it and feel disconnected, uneasy, or uncertain. You may feel like something is off in your spirit, even if everything looks fine externally. That discomfort is a divine warning. You are stepping away from your purpose, your values, or your spiritual grounding. The moon highlights this misalignment so you can correct your course before consequences arise. Another warning comes in the form of stillness. When the moon appears unusually quiet to you, when you feel nothing, no connection, no message, this can be a sign that something or someone is blocking your spiritual clarity. The chosen ones usually feel deeply connected to the moon. When that connection suddenly goes silent, it means interference is present. This could be from a toxic relationship, an unhealthy environment, or a spiritual distraction stealing your focus. The moon's silence becomes the warning itself. The moon also reveals hidden enemies. Not everyone who smiles at you is genuine. Not everyone who praises you is sincere. The chosen ones carry a light that attracts both admiration and jealousy. On nights when you look at the moon and suddenly feel a weight on your spirit while thinking about a certain person, pay attention. That is not paranoia. That is discernment. The moon is exposing someone whose intentions are not pure. This warning often comes before betrayal, before conflict, or before sudden distance. The moon is preparing your heart so you do not fall into emotional shock. Another hidden warning the moon provides is about timing. The chosen ones often push themselves forward even when God is telling them to wait. During these moments, the moon reveals a warning through restlessness. You may feel uneasy or pulled back when you gaze at it. You may feel like something inside you is telling you not to move yet, not to decide yet, not to speak yet. This is the moon revealing that the timing is not right. Moving too soon can sabotage blessings meant for a later season. The moon becomes a spiritual brake when you try to accelerate outside divine timing. The moon also warns chosen ones through emotional reflection. Some nights it shines light on your deepest wounds, fears, or unresolved pain. This can feel heavy, even overwhelming. But this heaviness is a warning that something inside you needs healing before you move into your next chapter. God cannot elevate you with unhealed wounds that can be exploited. The moon reveals what you must confront, so you do not carry old pain into new seasons. There are moments when the moon reveals relational disconnection. If you're connected to someone who is draining your spirit, misleading you, or blocking your destiny, the moon will stir discomfort whenever you think about them. It exposes incompatibility before it destroys your peace. You might feel like withdrawing from certain people without knowing why. Trust that instinct. The moon is pulling you away from what is harmful. The moon also gives warnings about hidden opportunities. Sometimes the chosen ones are so focused on one path that they miss God's intended path. When the moon feels more intense or magnetic, it might be drawing your attention to a shift, a new path, or a door you haven't considered. The discomfort you feel during these moments is not negative. It is the warning that staying still will cause stagnation. The moon pushes you to recognize opportunities disguised as uncertainty. Another powerful warning is about spiritual exhaustion. Chosen ones often carry more than they should. You care deeply. You give deeply. You endure silently. But when the moon begins to feel draining instead of comforting, it is warning you that your energy is depleted. That heaviness is God telling you to rest before you break. The moon mirrors your internal exhaustion so you can address it instead of pushing yourself beyond your limits. The moon also warns you about illusions. Sometimes chosen ones fall into situations that appear good on the surface but hide deeper consequences. The moon will stir confusion or discomfort around anything that is not aligned with your truth. Even if the opportunity looks promising, the moon will expose spiritual danger by making your intuition uneasy. The chosen must learn to trust the warning before the consequence appears. There are also nights when the moon reveals future obstacles. You may feel sudden anxiety or spiritual alertness without a clear trigger. This is not random panic. It is prophecy. The moon is preparing your spirit so you are not caught off guard. These warnings often manifest days before something significant happens. The chosen sense shifts before they reach the physical world. The moon can also warn you about self-sabotage. Chosen ones sometimes doubt themselves so deeply that they delay their own blessings. When the moon feels distant or dim to you, even when it is visibly bright, it can be a sign that your mindset is clouded by fear or insecurity. The moon reflects your spiritual hesitation, warning you that your doubt is becoming a barrier. And chosen one, remember this: the moon never warns without purpose. Every warning it gives is meant to protect you, redirect you, or strengthen you. Sometimes the moon's message is loud because your next season requires more awareness. Sometimes it is subtle because the danger is small but still important. Every warning matters. The moon is God's way of reminding the chosen ones that they are guided even in darkness. Its warnings are not meant to frighten you. They are meant to awaken you, sharpen your discernment, and keep you spiritually protected. Whenever you feel uneasy, restless, or suddenly aware while looking at the moon, trust it. That is your spirit receiving sacred intelligence. You are chosen, and because of that, heaven refuses to let you walk unguarded. The moon speaks warnings so you can walk with clarity, confidence, and divine protection. Listen closely, chosen one. The warnings are there to save you. The lunar confirmation of your divine assignment. Chosen one, listen carefully here, because this is the part most people never understand. When God assigns a mission to one of his chosen, he does not simply whisper it once and disappear. He sends confirmations. He sends signs. He sends movements in the spirit that echo into the natural world. And one of the greatest confirmations of your divine assignment comes through the moon itself. Not in superstition, not in worldly interpretation, but in spiritual truth. The moon reflects what is hidden, and your assignment, your calling, often begins hidden before it rises into clarity. You may have noticed that your awareness becomes sharper during certain moon phases. You think more deeply. You sense God more intensely. You feel an urgency or a stillness that you cannot explain. These are not mood swings. These are not coincidences. These are indicators that your divine assignment is being brought into focus. Every chosen one is given tasks from the Most High, but many never realize the heavens have been confirming it long before they ever discovered it. The moon shows you your assignment in stages, just as God reveals purpose step by step. When the moon is new, dark, and unseen, that represents the season when your assignment is forming silently. You may feel uncertainty or inner pressure during these times because God is shaping something within you that has not yet been revealed. You may feel hidden, overlooked, or even misunderstood. Do not be troubled. The new moon season is the preparation phase. God strengthening your foundation before the plan is revealed. As the moon begins to grow, your assignment also grows. You begin receiving ideas, burdens, visions, or spiritual nudges. You may suddenly have clarity about something that once confused you. You may feel the pull toward a direction you once resisted. This is the waxing phase, the divine stirring. God is increasing your awareness, increasing your sensitivity, and increasing your responsibility. And then, chosen one, the full moon arrives. This is symbolic of the moment your divine assignment becomes undeniable. You cannot shake it. You cannot outrun it. You cannot ignore what God is showing you. This is when your spiritual senses sharpen dramatically. You may feel a divine heaviness, not a burden that weighs you down, but a weight of purpose that strengthens you. God uses this fullness to push you into action. When your assignment becomes full, the moon mirrors that state. It reflects every hidden truth that is now ready to be revealed. For many chosen ones, this is the moment you finally recognize why you were isolated, why certain people were removed, why doors closed, why you had to grow through certain trials. The full moon illuminates your spiritual timeline. It shows you how every season of your life connects to your assignment. It reminds you that nothing you endured was wasted. Everything was preparation. But the moon does more than reveal, it confirms. And chosen one, you must pay attention to this. When you feel spiritual alignment during moon phases, that is not astrology, that is not New Age nonsense. That is divine synchronization. God's creation responds to divine order. You, as a chosen one, are part of that order. So when your spirit responds to the heavens, it is because you are connected directly to the one who created the heavens. Some of you have felt this your whole life. During certain nights, you feel a pull to pray. You feel a desire to reflect. You feel your soul rising above your circumstances. You feel God speaking louder. This is not random. This is confirmation. The moon amplifies the clarity of your calling. Your assignment may involve guiding others, healing others, revealing truth, exposing darkness, or carrying wisdom into places where others are blind. And whenever the moon shifts, the spiritual realm shifts with it. You feel changes before anyone else does. That is because your assignment requires advanced awareness. Chosen one, let me tell you this plainly. If the moon affects your spirit, it is because you are called to operate on a higher spiritual frequency. God has given you a heightened sensitivity. You cannot live like the world because your calling is not like the world. You cannot ignore divine signals because your mission depends on them. Sometimes the moon confirms your assignment by intensifying your dreams. You may dream vividly, prophetically, or symbolically during certain nights. This is a sign that your spiritual sight is being sharpened. Other times you may feel emotionally or mentally stretched. This is God training your endurance. He needs His chosen to be resilient, not fragile. And some of you notice that the closer you move toward your divine assignment, the more you receive opposition. You may feel spiritual attacks, distractions, fatigue, or strange resistance. Do not be alarmed. The moon often highlights spiritual warfare rising against your mission, not to scare you, but to prepare you. When God reveals your assignment, the enemy becomes alert. But chosen one, you are not alone. You have divine protection, and heaven backs your mission. The moon also confirms timing. Many chosen ones feel the urge to act during certain moon phases. That is because your spirit recognizes divine timing before your mind does. When the moon shifts, doors open. When the moon shifts, opportunities align. When the moon shifts, God positions you for the next step. Pay attention to the moments your intuition strengthens. Pay attention to the nights your spirit feels restless. Pay attention to the phases when you feel God pulling you inward or outward. These are signals of timing, alignment, and spiritual instruction. Chosen one, your assignment is sacred. It is not accidental, it is not random. Heaven has been confirming it through signs you may not have understood until now. You are being guided, prepared, and positioned for something greater than your current understanding. Now pause with me for a moment. If what I'm saying is resonating deeply with your spirit, comment 333 right now. That number carries the vibration of divine guidance and heavenly alignment, and it tells me you are receiving this message clearly. Your divine assignment will continue to unfold, phase by phase, revelation by revelation. Just as the moon shifts without fail, God's plans for you move with precision. You are never lost, never forgotten, never without direction. The moon's confirmations are evidence that heaven is in constant communication with your spirit. Chosen one, walk confidently. Your assignment has already been written, confirmed, and illuminated. The moon is simply shining a light on what God placed within you, long before you ever looked up. Conclusion: your path forward, under God's light. Chosen one, now that you've received this message, breathe and let it settle into your spirit. The moon has been speaking to you for a long time, and now you finally understand why. You are not imagining the signs. You are not overthinking the shifts. You are not too sensitive. You are divinely tuned. God has aligned your spirit with the heavens so that you never walk blindly. Every phase, every nudge, every moment of clarity you feel under the moon's glow is heaven guiding your steps. This message reached you at the perfect time because you are entering a new stage of your divine journey. The confusion you once carried is lifting. The spiritual fog is clearing. Your assignment is no longer hidden in the shadows. You have been awakened to the rhythm of God's communication, both in your spirit and in the heavens. Chosen one, from this point forward, walk with intention. Pay attention to what stirs within you during the quiet hours of the night. Notice what God highlights. Listen when the moon stirs your soul. You are not being guided randomly. You are being guided purposefully. And remember this: you are protected, you are chosen, and you are needed. Heaven does not waste messages on those who will not act. If God allowed you to hear this revelation, it is because you are ready for your next step. So rise with confidence. Move with divine authority. Let God's light, reflected through the moon, lead you into the assignment that was written for you long before you took your first breath. Your path is blessed. Your purpose is unfolding. And the heavens are walking with you every step of the way.